Okay, this is a, a phone video camera to iMac screen projection, and on the iMac screen is playing a DVD created from a VHS camcorder, VHS videotape camcorder on about the 4th of June 1996 on the MacKenzie Highway, northern Alberta leg into Hay River, up to Hay River, Northwest Territories, including the visit to Great Slave Lakes, South Shore. And it takes about 17 minutes to get through the video, so you kind of really see a beautiful stretch of the northern Alberta boreal forest. This is on the May 1996 VLF recording trip to so this is MacKenzie Highway north of Peace River, Alberta, between Peace River and probably about Dixonville, or no, it's north of Dixonville. It's at Manning, Alberta north. We're getting into high level Alberta, 10239 OJ. So enjoy the Trans-Alberta Trip Part 2 of Part 1 on this YouTube channel, SP McGreevy M6MKS. Econo Lane 150 straight 6-cylinder linear transmission camper van cruising along. This is a year before my fateful move to the Owens Valley of California, which has turned out to be as trepidatious as it has been fascinating. Haha! We are December 2023 days. 55 miles an hour. It's at 90 kph, 90 kilometers per hour. Yep.
Stations has its own generator of some kind. There are no power lines along this whole stretch of road from Meander River northward. I'm pretty sure I haven't seen any big ones. There are small flurries. They're out of sight, which means this is VLF heaven up here. Natural radio paradise as far as...
I could be in the NWT now already. I'm not sure.
Free and incredible things to do.
I think this is approaching... Actually, I'm in the Northwest Territories, out of Alberta, heading toward Hay River and the Great Slave Lake. Okay, I think I know where I am now.
probably closing at 5. 60th parallel. That should take about 3 minutes from now.
In whatever capacity. But I struck a balance between that aspect and then being a creative person. I aspire to be a veterinarian, you see, and so I find that working in music is something that I never actually aspired to do. And I still feel that I try not to have, I try not to project certain views or have certain expectations from the music or wherever I might go. I feel into
Boy, I swear this thing, I just let go of the steering wheel once.
some situation that has no meaning to me, it's not feeding me in this. I keep thinking, tomorrow I might lose the use of my hands or let lose the use of my voice. And I have so many interests in other things that I will never be at a loss for something to do. But I try to be careful with the music, and as this picture has grown, that the tendency is to start doing things for the wrong
I feel better when they go by.
to chase after elusive windows and the bigger market and this and that.
Take my hands off the wheel if I drift.
True to my own fascinations, my own curiosities, and let these documents of that result. And whoever finds that interesting, that's okay.
Parallel campground. There's that sign.
Oh, this is at the NWT border. Call it that. Alberta NWT border. Okay. Yeah, and I did camp at Alexandria Falls.
Alexandria Falls.
Yeah, I camped there on the way back, was it? Or up? I'm not sure. Had some great ghostly tones, chorus midday.
Well, this is the Northwest Territories here,
Above 60 degrees north. I was so stoked. This is like a trip of a life here.
Reindeer Creek. This is Canada's far north. 60 degrees north. This is my goal. I made my goal to come up this far. And now the rest is sort of fun. I'm also right in the auroral zone. Not even away from it a tiny bit down in Alberta. I'm in it, under it. It's like up in Fairbanks and Chattanooga River and all. So maybe the sun will come alive. If I could find a good VLF spot to hang out for several days, probably we get some really incredible recordings. And of course my receivers are all outfitted for deep woods as well as the open fields, so just need to find a good quiet spot. Away I am. Plenty of mosquito repellent. Anyway, it's 5:53 p.m. Mountain time. I guess there's still mountain time. This morning at 10:32, and
In a bit at 293.7 Hay River, CBC MacKenzie radio, and we got out pretty well. It's probably 50 kW ERP.
At the sides of the roads.
You can't even find a highway that empty in early June anywhere in rural Nevada, practically.
Just a little bit.
Shows you the lack of population density of North.
It's absolutely amazing. You can see it's relatively flat country.
Say a few things about Ontario. I mean, the Ontario Legal Aid Plan is a plan that's
But the 68
operated by
mark is
lawyers.
wonderful
It's a
gravel
judicare
areas.
scheme, which means services are delivered by and large through a staff lawyer system, and there's no question it's a more efficient system. So to some extent, the Ontario Legal Aid Plan could find ways of delivering services more cheaply.
Government who funds the plan and the profession who does the work. Ontario does have a staff system. It's the community clinics, and there's over 70 community clinics all around the province who do a variety of services for poor people.
But I should just say, there's no question that staff lawyers deliver services more cheaply and not with significant loss in quality of service. So you must have a staff component to an efficient legal aid plan. Ontario doesn't have a significant staff component. They have some community legal clinics. It's a separate issue. I'm saying the result of all, if you get the lawyer of your choice amongst the 12 who are prepared to do legal aid.
Okay, Louise Falls.
Private lawyer.
That was
I think it's important to realize that for many clients, picking a lawyer is not, I mean, getting up the hat pin and yellow pages
The North
is
flowing
not
Hay
the
River
choice
is
in life. They
to
want
the
the
east
person
of the highway to the right.
Almost government gets reelected by doing
Hay
it.
River.
And that's the difficulty, of course, which is the adversary in many of the cases you're doing as legal aid lawyers, in fact, the government. And there is, I've always heard this notion of, why should we give government the people to attack us, which is their view of legal aid plans. One of the difficulties of that.
Peter Zosky in conversation with 3 legal aid lawyers last fall. Carol Curtis in Toronto, Rolly Thompson in Halifax, and Danny Waters in Fredericton. Carol Curtis is on the line with me now from her office in Toronto. Carol, good morning.
Good morning.
Last fall, crisis was the word of choice to sum up the legal picture of legal aid picture in Ontario. How would you describe it now?
Well, there's more calm than there was last fall, but there still is a crisis feeling. The first crisis was resolved. The Attorney General in Ontario did agree to pay the lawyers for all the work that they had done. But there are problems. There have been tremendous cuts in the program, and the number of people we're able to serve has been cut from 106.
And how's that going to affect clients?
Well, it's going to affect them in at least 2 ways that I can think of. First of all, it's going to be harder for them to find lawyers once they get legal aid. Secondly, it's going to be harder for their lawyers to give them a proper service.
Regional newscast. And this afternoon on the radio, it's our Danny language programming time, right after the 1 o'clock national news. And we feature our Dogwood language in Chirigori, our Legotsere, our North and South Slavey languages in Legotsere, rather. And then our Chippewa language. And today on Legotsere, Lisa Kashon talks to Jane Modeste. She'll be in Yellowknife on June 11th at 13th to take ID pictures for anyone in rural.
Highways were all in better shape in those days, in the 90s and 80s, than presently everywhere.
Held on Hay River last Friday.
Maybe the pickup trucks got too huge.
Programming right after Canada at 5 with Trails End. At 10 o'clock, our current weather conditions, it's cloudy and 12 in Fort Chippewa and the wind north at 19. It's cloudy and 9 degrees in Fort Smith, the wind northwest at 15. In the Lions, it's 4 degrees. It's cloudy and 5 in Fort Resolution. In Hay River, it's 2 degrees under the clouds. In Ray Lakes, it's 6 degrees, 3 to wind north at 7. It's cloudy in Fort Liard, 9 degrees, the wind northeast at 15. It's sunny in Wrigley, 8 degrees, the wind southeast at 15. And you're in Yellowknife, it's sunny, 6 degrees, the wind north at 16. This is CBC North Radio. Up next, we have news, followed by Hour 3 of Morningside. Good morning.
CBC Radio, Canada's public
broadcaster. The National Research Council official time signal. The beginning of the long dash following 10 seconds of silence indicates exactly 11 o'clock Mountain Daylight Saving Time.
CBC News on the Hour with Lorna Jackson.
Quebec's premier says he'll refuse to listen to...
The Detroit-Simpson region will be mainly cloudy with a chance of an afternoon shower. Highs of 16, lows to 95. Fort Chipewyan in the Park, afternoon cloud today. Highs reaching 21, lows overnight of 10. You're listening to CBC MacKenzie.
Welcome back. This is Sheila Rogers with the third hour of Morningside.
Bay River is at 5 kilometers.
It's for concert and artist. And in this room we have Steinway grand piano 7s and 9s, which are qualified for usage by Steinway.
Room to play in, isn't it?
We have. It's a great room. Nice little hideaway.
They're playing our song over here. This is Peter Tiefenbach, one of the world's great pianists as well, you know. Aren't you going to finish it off?
Well, you know, I thought we'd just fade and go into the first item.
Quite happy to do that.
He was delighted. He's retired. He was, as you know, president of the company and then chairman of the board. And this became his...
I thought I'd wisen up, put the camera away during the town driving, and got to the Great Slave Lake. Here's the unit. Starfire, good luck, Angel Van.
I think some of that white out there is still ice on the river, because they said it was blocking that river flowing out of here, or at least there were chunks of it. I am at Louise Falls. It's
Louise Falls.
Great
Oh, yeah. Oh,
for
that's
us
where I
office.
was.
I chatted for
Okay.
about 45 minutes.
Yeah, the Great Salt Lake had
She
the ice
wants
flows
to,
in the middle
tour
of it.
the
The MacKenzie River was blocked.
Western part of the
The
U.S.
outlet
and see
flows
some
all the
more
way to the...
besides Washington and Montana. So I
Yeah,
showed her
let's
the route I
see.
went. Yeah, it's 5 after 4, and I'm in campsite 6 at Louise Falls. And,
The weather was beautiful. It was
it's
having a
beautiful
warm
day.
spell. Look at that.
It's
Glories,
just a
the glories
beautiful
of
day.
summer. And the AM radio DX medium wave band was fascinating. And shortwave.
The shimmering leaves of the aspens and birch. Came in and filmed the river. Oh, and the fellow at the gas station at Esso had moved from New Brunswick near Maine to here. He says that the 30 degrees below weather doesn't feel any worse than 10 degrees below zero back east because it's dry, cold out here. So he says he doesn't mind it. He loves the northern lights. He sees them, especially in February. I said, yeah, it's about the first week. He says, yeah. I said, that's when I saw them on the jet to London. So the active time is September and February, and I played tape to the radio sounds of the northern lights.
Yeah, September and March, April are your peak equinoctial periods. It's a boardwalk over to the overlook. Oops. That's what happens when foot hit the tripod, excuse me. It's a pretty big watershed flowing into the MacKenzie River, north flowing river. Places like this realize how huge the planet really is. Biosphere. The great boreal forest of the north. I think I'm going to jump forward a little bit along with this.
It's a lot of water.
Oh, good. That's some commentary. Okay, this will be ending part 2 of the Alberta Northwest Territories late May, early June 1996 trip. We'll start the next video, part 3, commencing henceforth.